Welcome everyone back to Sweet Yellow House, and it's time for our last video of the year, and we're going to do some Christmas items. And first we're going to start off with the Christmas sign. I thrifted this from the Goodwill, I believe, and it's just like a metal sign with a wood frame, and what I wanted to do was darken the frame, so I got some antiquing wax, mixed that with a little bit of water, and put that front and back. After that was dry, I got some little black dress from DIY, and I mixed that with some water just to kind of thin it out because it is really thick. And I did 3 coats on the front of just the tin. After that was all dry, I got my Cricut maker, and I lost the footage for this and some antique gold vinyl, and I just cut out a message of Merry Christmas with my family's name on it and stuck that to the front. And then I just wanted to do a simple berry and leaf border around it, and I just used my glue gun to do that, and I stuck that down, and that was easy enough. I just put it all the way around the frame, and I didn't do much else to this. It's just because I didn't want it so busy. I wanted everybody to be able to see, you know, the actual sign itself, and that's how it looks. And I actually hung this in the front of my house. So the next we're gonna do some antique bells, and I got these bells from the dollar store, and I am gonna do six bells. I'm gonna do 3 sets, and the first thing I'm gonna do is actually take off the garland that's on here, and I'm gonna remove all of that from all of them. I have this bead garland that I got from Hobby Lobby like maybe a year or 2 ago, and I'm just gonna pull that apart because I'm gonna use this as part of the, I don't know what you call it, the part that rings the bell. So I'm just gonna unthread those. I'm gonna take those apart, and I'm gonna take the bells and the beads outside, and I'm gonna do a couple of coats of the black Bear matte black spray paint, and I'm gonna let those dry completely. Then I'm gonna go in with my Dixie Belle patina paint in the iron, the copper, and the bronze, and I'm going to do 2 bells of each of those. So here you see me applying the first coat of the iron, and then I'm going to do the bronze. The bronze and the copper paint seem like they stick a little bit better than the iron, but nonetheless, the iron came out really well in the end. And here I'm doing 2 bells of the copper. You see me sticking my paintbrush right into the pot, but you really should kind of pour out into another container just so you don't contaminate. Only because if there's anything on your brush that might react with the paint, then you want to make sure that doesn't destroy your whole pot of paint there. So I'm gonna let those dry, and then I'm gonna do a second coat. And while my second coat is still wet, I'm gonna go in with the patina spray, and for the bronze, I'm going to use the blue spray, and I put that into a little cup because I don't like to use the spray part. So you see me here, I'm just kind of dabbing around, and then what I'm going to do is use a fan brush and apply that blue patina spray, and I'm just kind of putting it on and letting it start to kind of like drip down, so it looks like, you know, it's been outside and rained on. The next I'm going to do the copper, and I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to use the green spray instead of the blue. And I'm just applying that, and again, while it's still wet, I'm gonna take my fan brush, my clean fan brush, and I'm gonna apply the green spray on there. And I'm just putting it on the top and kind of letting it drip down. The next one I'm going to do is the iron, and with that one I'm also going to use the green patina spray. The other two react kind of immediately, but for some reason the iron takes a little bit more time for the reaction to take place. Here's the iron ones are finished, and I'm just going to show you how I'm going to thread that rope through, and that I got at the dollar store. I'm just cutting off the end of that because it had like tape on it, and I'm going to tie a knot so that way it doesn't pull through the top of that. I'm going to make a loop, and then what I'm going to do is take a thinner piece of twine, and I'm going to put together the bottom of that. So here I go, here I get a piece, and I'm going to cut a piece of that, and then I'm just going to tie it to the bottom of that knot that I made, and that's going to hang down with the beads on it to look like the bells, you know, the bottom of the bell. So here I just tie the knot, and I'm going to then thread the beads onto there. And I'm going to just apply a little bit of glue just to make sure that doesn't come undone. So here you see I'm threading it through again, and I'm going to thread the bead. I'm going to tie a knot, and then I apply a little bit of glue to that knot and then push that through the bead. Not all the way through, but through the bead, just so that the glue holds it together or holds it on there better. So I just thought that gluing that would just kind of secure those beads on there so that they wouldn't slide off of that that twine. Once I got those on there, I'm actually going to apply some glue to that knot, and I'm going to pull it through the top so it stays up there. I'm now going to grab another piece of that thick twine, and I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to use that to secure the loop down by the top of that bell. So you see me here, and I'm going to glue those together, and then I'm just going to wrap it with that twine that I took apart, just so that it kind of looks like it's knotted together. I actually don't know what I was thinking here. I should have been wearing some kind of finger protectant. Well, you see me there doing it because I burned myself enough times. So just make sure you do that. Glue gun burns can be really painful. So I'm just going to put together a little bit of decoration for the top, and I'm just going to wrap that around and glue it down there, just so that it looks like festive Christmas bells. And I do that for all of the sets of bells. So I have a set of iron, a set of copper, and a set of the bronze, and there they are. The next thing we're going to do is just a small woodland wreath. I made this small wreath because I wanted something just above my stove area, just as decoration, and I didn't want a big huge wreath on there. So I'm starting out with the wreath forms from the dollar store, and it's the small one. You get 2 in a pack, and I have pine cones everywhere, so I just gathered them all, put them in a box, and now I'm going to use them to make the wreath. And here I'm just kind of going through the box and seeing what a good size is. I don't want huge pine cones, obviously, because it would look weird on that small wreath form. So I'm just grabbing out the size that I want. And then I thought the pine cones would stick better if I actually had more of a solid base. So I got some jute ribbon, I think, or it's like a rustic fabric type ribbon, and I cut it apart and I just wrapped that frame just using my glue gun. Once I got that wrapped, you saw there I was just kind of trimming off strands that were flying all over the place. And so now I'm just going to start with the process of gluing down my pine cones. And I have all different sizes. I just kind of went, around the wreath and just kind of try to put different sizes in and tuck them in, the small ones. And I'm leaving some blank spots because I want to put a little bit of greenery in there. And I have this little tiny wreath that it's a really nice wreath. The greenery on there is beautiful, nice green color. I just didn't really like it too much. The form that it was on, so I just kind of pulled that apart, and I'm just gonna glue those and tuck those in between the pine cones. I kind of went with a more natural theme, like woodland theme and country theme in my kitchen this year. So I didn't put a lot of sparkly and, glitter and stuff like that all over my kitchen like I did last year. So here I'm just adding some really nice satin green ribbon on top and a loop to hang it from, and that's how it turned out. And my last project is a actual personalized gift, and I got these flasks, a set of 12, and I purchased those from Amazon, and they come each individually wrapped. So I'm just taking that out, and these are all stainless steel, and you can do this technique on any stainless steel item. So if it's a travel mug or something like that. So I went over to my Cricut and cut out some initials for the person that I was making this for, and I made that out of permanent vinyl, and I cut that out and attached it to some transfer tape, and now I'm putting that down. The thing that I will say about this is that you want to make sure that you really get that down, because you don't want anything getting under that vinyl. So spend some time putting it down and getting it really put down with no bubbles around the openings of that. So here I got it transferred, I got it, and then you see me going around the edges with the end of that. So I got some ferric chloride, I think it's called, and I purchased this off Amazon. And what I'm doing is I'm getting a Q-tip, and I'm applying that with a Q-tip because I don't want it dripping all over the place, because any place that you put this, it's going to engrave it. So you want to set your timer for 10 minutes, and every 2 minutes that's passed by, you want to go over it again with the Q-tip and the solution. So you see me here, I put it on, set my timer for 10 minutes. At 8 minutes I applied it again, and at 6 minutes I applied it again. and so forth until your 10 minutes is up. Once your 10 minutes is up, the baking soda is actually going to neutralize that solution, and you want to sprinkle it pretty generously all over that, and make sure that you're covering all of anything that is covered over with any solution. Sorry, my dog, he does not care. He will come in and out and drink water so loudly, so I apologize. But and then you're gonna rub that baking soda all through, just kind of getting rid of that solution. You don't want to remove the vinyl until you got all of that neutralized and taken off, because you don't want to scratch the shiny part of that while you know, you're rubbing that solution off. So once you got everything neutralized and you got all of that rubbed off and everything's smooth, this is the time that you want to start removing that vinyl. So you want to take it to the sink and wash it with soap and water. And like I said, you want to make sure that that vinyl is down well, so that it doesn't seep under and your lines are clean. So thank you for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope all of you have a happy holiday and a happy new year. And we will see you again in the new year. And I just appreciate all the well wishes and hope you all have a great one.